Hi, I'm Leo, and welcome to the Element Lounge. Be sure to kick off your shoes, leave all your cares at the door, and when you enter in, be ready to vibe with me while we talk all things life. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. All right, Elements, welcome back to the channel. This is Leo, and I have a very, very special guest, Shawn Bradley. How are you today?
Hey, I'm doing really good. Hey, everybody. Hey, Elements. Thank you for having me.
All right, it is absolutely my pleasure. So I decided that I wanted to do a show about what has been going on with the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16. Now, I have tuned into every episode. Shawn has been watching some clips, but the biggest thing that has sparked off, which it really sparked off before the season had got started, was the situation between Kenya Moore and the newcomer Britt Ely, I believe her name is. And if you guys have been under a rock, pretty much what happened was Britt Ely came for Kenya Moore at a dinner that was given by the newcomer Angela Oakley, who I absolutely love and adore. And they had some words. Now, from what I understand, we only saw a couple of minutes of the argument, but the original argument they said was like 2 hours long. Of course, it was condensed down to where we saw a couple of minutes. But anyway, towards the end of that argument, Britt Ely or Edie pretty much said to Kenya that she had a weapon and whips on her, and she kept saying it over and over again. And then an incident that happened before that was at Shamia's birthday party, to where Kenya was trying to get to know the ladies, and Kenya asked Britt about her ring. And Britt seemed to have gotten offended or felt like Kenya was trying to be funny. So that was the first incident. Then the second incident, what happened at Angela's party. So to me, from what I've seen, it seems like Britt had something on her shoulders or something already against Kenya. In my opinion, I'm not the biggest Kenya fan, but I feel like Britt started this whole situation. And because of the fact of her threatening Kenya, Kenya went to the people. They didn't do nothing about it. So by the time Kenya came with her event, she decided to put some pictures out on display of who Britt was. And next thing you know, Kenya was removed from the season. So what is your opinion about it, Shawn, overall?
Ooh, so I'm always Team Twirl. First and foremost, Team Twirl all day, every motherfucking day. Um, Even though I don't watch the show, I hadn't watched the show in probably a good 5 years. But I do keep up with it from time to time and stuff like that. But I might watch somebody's review or something. So Team Troll all day long. Whatever King had to do to get a bitch back, I'm here for it. It's reality TV. You want it to be hot and juicy, good.
Yes.
And she gave you reality TV, and I think they missed the mark. And Beelzebub, not Britt, but Beelzebub is her name. You can't be coming on here and knowing that you've been sucking dick on camera and expecting people not to pull it up, especially when you're coming for people unprovoked.
Yes.
So I feel like Bravo really missed the mark on the makings of some good TV for this season, because we could have saw how Kenya didn't worked it out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we could have saw that, and we missed that opportunity. But I don't think the ratings really necessarily tank because of Kenya. I think it was gonna tank anyway, because ain't nobody really carrying it, and Kenya was gonna take the back seat anyway. She wasn't trying to be the shit starter or keeping things moving like she normally is.
Yeah.
So that's the role she was gonna be taking anyway. So I think they missed the mark on this one.
I agree with you on that, because we heard a lot of things. I know I was listening to a lot of things before the season actually started. And you are right when it comes to Kenya making a decision to kind of take the back seat. She wasn't going to come in hot, as they've been saying. That's been something they've been saying on the episodes too, this whole coming in hot thing. And Kenya, her being one of the OGs at this point, she was going to come in on a different playing field, which actually trying to get to know the ladies, not coming at nobody the way that she usually does. From what Porsha said, from the time that she was there, that Kenya was on a whole different vibe. Like, she was really nice, very laid back. And from what I saw with the episodes that she was on, she did appear to be that way. Like, she was in a better, just a more cool, calm space in her life. Britt came in very thirsty to me. And again, it was as though she picked Kenya to try to have this issue with. I think that was her first thing that she did, even though as I'm watching the episodes, it appears that she is coming like that towards everybody. She seems to be a person that's very sensitive. You can't say nothing to her. And also you can tell that she has watched the show, probably wanted to be on there. And so she's deciding, to try to make her mark, but she's failing miserably. Okay. She is boring. I mean, she's a beautiful woman, in my opinion. She's very beautiful, but she is boring, like watching paint dry. I cannot stand her voice. And even the reads that she try to give, she actually uses reads that have been used before, from different iconic people that we would consider to be iconic, not only on this show, but other shows. So to me, she's doing a terrible job. So I absolutely do agree with you that even if Kenya has stayed, I don't think that the ratings would be doing any better, because she really didn't have any competition to really work with, because nobody else is really carrying it for real. We were to be honest about it.
Right, because Kenya will pull the antics, like when she showed up at Phaedra's event in that bikini and fishnets, like, and booty pads and everything. So,
Yeah.
and then the whole Marlo event with the band. So Kenya will do what she needs to do to make good TV. And that's what they don't seem to understand, that somebody has to do something to make good TV. It can't be we all just sitting around doing nothing. And then Beelzebub, on top of that, she was up under Rick Ross' old big funky ass. So she'll do anything for a strange piece of change. So and then her current husband that she got right now, that ain't looking like it's copacetic.
Yeah, it's something very strange about the way that they operate. I don't want to go to the thing that I feel like people go to all the time as far as his sexuality, but it doesn't appear to be a connection between them. It's as if they made an agreement to be married. I wouldn't be, because honestly, I don't even know how long they've been together. That would be able to really give me something. But from what it appears,
are they really married?
That's okay. That's a true statement. But also it makes me feel like, because I feel like she has a desperation to be a part of the show. The reason why I said I'm not sure if how long they've been married outside of your question is, it just seems like they decided to, okay, we're going to be together so I can be on this show. I can see her doing something like that from just the personality that she gives. Because it's very weird.
Because she's been passed around. Like, it's very evident that she's been passed around, and it's okay. I mean, it is what it is. But can we talk about Cynthia, old flip-flopping ass, though? Because when it's time to hold people accountable, you want to hold Kenya accountable, but you trying to blind eye and act like you don't know what's going on when it comes to Beelzebub and the bullshit that she pulling, to the point to where she even trying to jump up on Angela at your own goddamn house.
Well, I would say this. I didn't understand why people felt like Cynthia was a flip-flopper in this situation, because she actually told Kenya to her face how she felt about it. As far as Britt doing the stuff afterwards, like her jumping up at her party, that was after the situation.
I get what you're saying, but at the same time, so when Porsha says, I'm a fuck your husband, and then it's brought back to you by the wife, and you just sitting there going, ooh, and hit this and rub your head like, ooh, I don't know about that. No, bitch, speak on it.
Are you talking about Shamia or Cynthia?
No, I'm talking about Cynthia, because they're doing the little after show things or whatever. So it was Cynthia, her, and Drew. And she's sitting there, and Angela's telling her what was said and what was done, and she's going to rub her head like, well, child, no, about it. No, bitch.
I mean, I guess I get what you're saying. To me, the person who should have spoke out was actually Shamia.
Facts.
That, I guess it's hard for me to see past Shamia, you know, to me, Cynthia is doing her job of being a friend of the show. I feel like she's doing excellent, which means because she's an OG as well, but she there in her friend capacity. She jump in when she need to. She step out when she need to. She done put in her work, regardless of what everybody may feel about Cynthia. Cynthia done been there for years at this point. And I feel like, okay, she jump in when she need to and she jumped the hell out. She don't owe Angela shit.
No, she don't need to owe, she don't owe her anything that she owe her anything, but you can't sit there and say you'd have a problem with Leon, your baby daddy, when your daughter like 25 years old at this point. You have a problem if somebody was working with your baby daddy. But you ain't fucked that nigga how long? But you have a problem with that. But this woman sat up and actually said, she don't make me go fuck your husband. Bitch, them fighting words.
No, they're absolutely fighting words. But I guess too, and I guess I would have to kind of give Shamia this too. But I guess I'm just looking at the relationship. At the end of the day, they know Porsha. Cynthia know Porsha. They done been cool for years. Versus she just now. Oh, we know that. And the thing is, Cynthia know that. She done been knowing Porsha for years versus she just now meeting Angela. So I don't know what the hell she was supposed to say exactly within that moment. To me, again, my thing is more towards Shamia because I feel like Shamia is getting the whole victim role with the whole thing about Porsha not being her friend. I feel like Shamia is taking full advantage of that because at the end of the day, y'all been friends since y'all were 16 years old. And my thing is
younger than that.
No, since they were
in training.
Pretty much. The point is, the way I look at it, and Shamia may be a very nice person. Again, I never liked Shamia, but when I first saw her, you know, they finally displayed her. I'm like, all right, cool. She seemed like she cool and everything like that. But then I'm looking at it like you had some characteristics of what everybody accusing Porsha of. It's just that Porsha is more out with hers, number one. Number two, it's easier to blame Porsha. It's easier to make Porsha look like the villain. And number three, you lucked up in your situation. This is your second marriage. You lucked up in your situation, but what was happening before that? You were out with Porsha.
They would chase them African niggas together.
Okay. And then from what the streets say, and I'm not sure whether it's true, but they say that Shamia is the one who put Simon and Porsha together. So it's like, if Porsha is this horrible friend and been this horrible friend for all these years, we've seen you in action as far as you being her lapdog, as they call it, or you constantly taking up for her. Whose fault is that? I feel like Porsha getting too much of the blame and Shamia just going off scot-free. And she really turned people off within this last episode because of her reaction to Angela basically calling her out for not checking her friend, or just the way that she laughed about it as though you're not a married woman yourself.
And when Porsha started fucking your husband, we don't want any shit about it, bitch.
I mean, pretty much. It just seemed really, really, really weird. So I'm not buying this whole thing that they got going on unless it's something that Porsha and Shamia done put together, you know, for a storyline, because I can see that happening too. Them working together in order to make this happen, because Porsha couldn't come on here the way that she initially planned. You know, when she first decided to come back to the show, her and Simon were in a good place when she decided to sign back on. So she thinking she about to come on, finally show this fairy tale, you know, or whatever going on. But then the divorce, she files for divorce, all this stuff comes out.
And then charges hit.
Them charges hit. Then Simon was blocking a lot of the stuff that Porsha was able to talk about. Like, she couldn't even film in the house initially. So a lot of people are complaining that Porsha ain't bringing what she's supposed to bring. But it's like, at the same time, Simon kind of made it to where she couldn't, even though now he's with Ice. So he kind of tied Porsha's hand. But
I mean, think about it like this though. I what's good for the goose, good for the gander, because again, you made this man that's supposed to be worth $40 million. You thought you hit the jackpot. You told Real Housewives of Atlanta them hoes to kiss your ass because you knew if you came back that next season, they was gonna fuck your shit up by going to woman's house and walking out with her man and her Hennessy. That's what they was gonna get your ass on, and you didn't want to face the music, so you ran off with this nigga. Okay, then you want to come back. Candid left, the other people left. You want to come back, and all of a sudden now we found out the nigga fraudulent girl. He from Nigeria. What else you expect?
That's a good point. However, let me counter you with this, which I do believe that it was convenient for her to leave when she left because she didn't want to answer to the way that her and Simon got together. But it turns out that some court documents came out this past week because, of course, they are still going through the divorce. Of course, the process is being prolonged because ICE has Simon. But pretty much, he came out with his part of the paperwork, and he made it to where in the prenup that he wanted her, she had to quit all of her jobs in order for whatever part of the prenup to be upheld if something were to happen. So he actually put that in the paperwork. That was his stipulations. He wanted her to be a stay-at-home mom. So
no, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but at the same damn time, you saw that $40 million goddamn dollars. That's what you thought you saw, and you went and jumped on that goddamn bandwagon real motherfucking quick.
Oh yeah.
Shit wasn't very, if I'm gonna quit all my goddamn jobs, nigga, I need to see the liquid money, nigga. Not the assets. I need to see the liquidation of it all.
That's very true. That's very, very true. But yeah, so I think it was convenient for her, but just to make it clear to everybody, because of course that's what we all assumed. But no, Simon basically made that a stipulation of him marrying her, that she had to get rid of all her job. That's why she quit all of them. Because in that case, she probably just could have quit the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And remember, she was on Ricky Smiley at that time, and she loved that job. She quit all her jobs. So she didn't just quit Real Housewives of Atlanta. But she definitely thought, that she hit a lick.
And in the words of Kenya Moore, you are a dumb hoe.
And what's funny about it is, I actually, as far as this whole Drew thing that she got going on now, I never really saw it for Drew either. Drew, I do think that she is an actress and a liar. However, I do feel like Porsha was unbelievably unfair to Drew, even though Drew can really be there or go or whatever. I've never liked Drew on the show. She annoys me. But I feel like Porsha was really pulling it with trying to be mad at Drew for filming with her baby daddy, and then the dynamics between them are still weird. I feel like she never stopped loving Dennis. I think she just did what she needed to do because he wouldn't do right. But I actually enjoyed Porsha more on her YouTube channel than I have been enjoying her on this season. The person to me who has been carrying it the best has actually been one of the newbies, and that is Angela Oakley. Angela have been giving it to every single one of them. To me, she is definitely a great housewife. Shamia would have been a great housewife due to all, the things that she has accumulated, because she has her own money, but due to her husband, her lifestyle. Because I remember me and you were talking yesterday, and you said to me that is one of the things that we watch the housewives for, or want to watch the housewives for, is to see them living these fabulous lives, going on these fabulous trips and everything like that. So Shamia has that part, but she fell short on whatever she got going on. She really just disappointed everybody this past episode. But Angela has been giving it from the very beginning. To me, if they were to even have another season, even though I feel like they need to just scrap the whole thing, Angela is one of the newbies that I feel like deserve to come back. What do you think?
I would agree. Going back to Porsha and Drew real quick, I wish a bitch that took another woman's goddamn husband would question me about what kind of work I'm doing with your baby daddy. Bitch, fuck you and him. I'm getting this motherfucking money and get your ass out of my face. That's what would have came out of my goddamn mouth. Point blank period.
I absolutely agree, because I didn't understand what the hell Porsha was on. Her reasoning doesn't even make any sense. It's not like we have not seen Dennis on the show before. They done made it clear that there's nothing going on with them, even though it was very shady for Drew to mention the fact that, okay, this can go in, your baby's college fund. I don't do nothing with the kids. But at the same time, if he do make good money with her, that is going into your household. So what is the problem? I just think it was what you want people to respect different things that you got going on, but your life choices, you're not respecting other women around you.
Exactly that. Also, they also state that Porsha's the one that paid for both the goddamn weddings. Now, how a nigga convinced you to quit both your goddamn jobs and he got $40 million, but you got to pay for both the goddamn weddings? The child a fool and they money. Anyway, but now I think Angela Oakley is doing really, really good. The times I've seen her, the reads, how she quick with it.
Yeah.
And I like how she's not scared. She's not timid. She's not. It's
No.
just like, bitch, what you gonna do?
She is great. She's just overall really, really good. She's very quick on her toes. Like you said, she's not afraid to come at them. And to me, she just shows real. And I like the dynamic between her and Charles. I like how her and Charles, their banter or whatever. I like that he ain't studying them, but he's also being himself. I do think that there is some insecurity when it comes to their relationship due to different things that have happened in the past. Even though she never really went into it, she did come to prove that the so-called outside baby, that was not true. It did not happen with Charles. It actually happened with the father of her first child, is the one that had the outside baby, but it was not with Charles, because Britt, Edie, and the rest of them, that was also something else that they were making fun and trying to throw up on her, but it turns out that was not true. But yeah, I liked when her wig was coming up and her husband told her, you need to go in the bathroom, you need to handle that. I like the fact she got her little fan everywhere with her because she going through the change. You already know I'm down with that because I had my 15 fans in Jamaica. So that made me identify with her because I get it. But yeah, I like what she bring or whatever. As far as Kelly, I was liking what Kelly brung, but she's starting to get on my nerves too because I'm starting to see she fake as hell as well. Also, because of the way she handled the situation, yeah, I'm kind of like getting turned off by a lot of them. I think Angela is the only one who should stay.
I feel like this. Angela is the wife of a former basketball player. We need to say no more.
Got
I'd
it.
rather be crying in a Rolls Royce than sitting in a goddamn bus stop. Okay.
All right.
It's just that motherfucking simple. And look at girl Porsha. Your nigga got Ice got your nigga with the 45,000 million damn dollars. Girl, you need to go some damn well. I should she would trade place with Angelo play any time. That's why she's saying I would fuck Charles. Cause don't tell me she ain't thought about it.
Yeah, because for
Don't
that to
tell me she
even
ain't
come
thought
out
about
of
it.
your mouth, you can't blame it on the Hennessy. And somebody said it was Funky Dineva. I was listening to him, and he was talking about a situation, and he pretty much said, Porsha, that's not on you, that's in you. Basically talking about the hoish ways, just due to the way she did that's not on her, that's in her.
Look at her mama. Remember how her mama was upset and mad that Cordell didn't take them to New York to go shopping and shit? Her
Yeah,
mama done told her to leave by her pussy. Okay? So,
yeah,
it is what it is.
yeah. It
And
is
all you hoes is casualties of war. Now, I will speak on this when it comes to the lifestyle.
okay.
We watched Orange County for the lifestyle. I love the first 3 seasons of Orange County because you saw how the people were spending their goddamn money.
Yeah,
Beverly Hills shows you without even trying to show you how they spend their motherfucking money. And then you got the black shows. Now they got some coins. They got more money than me. But compared in the grand scheme of things, they not living no opulent life. The only person that will live an opulent life can afford to live one is Candy. But Candy is very frugal with her money. And not
yes,
only is she frugal with her money, she make money on top of money. She ain't just living off. She making money on top of money any which way she can, which I ain't mad at. But
correct.
we want to see the housewife, the lady of leisure.
Yes.
And we ain't never got a lady of leisure when it comes to an Atlanta franchise or a Potomac franchise. And Cameron tried to be the lady of leisure, and look at her, she behind bars.
Surely is.
You get what I'm saying?
They
So
say
it's
she's one of the girls in there though. Just a little side note. They say she is one of the girls that they love her, so she ain't having no issues. But go ahead.
well, that's good. That's good. I think she in federal prison or she in regular prison.
I believe it is federal, if I am not mistaken. Basically, Camp Cupcake, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, so they a little bit nicer over there, child. They a little
Yeah,
bit nicer
yeah,
over there.
that's a good point. So let me ask you this: in regards to the next season, should there be one?
No.
Okay, okay,
Because my whole thing is this right here. You want it's all I mean, their demographics is down bad It is, I mean, it is atrocious. And we all watch TV a little differently nowadays as well. They've been on for 16 seasons. I've been stopped watching, and I used to love that show. I've been stopped watching them like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Like I haven't sat down and watched a full episode in years.
Yeah.
So and I'm not interested in watching it or whatever. I'm just team twirl. It is what it is. But beyond that, they need a child. It's time for other things, child. Because again, everybody at this point in time is rehearsed.
Yeah.
There's no unassuming there, and no one is willing to do what Kenya did.
And
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. Because Kenya definitely served her. She did her thing and she did what she was supposed to do. Everybody has their role. And you said it best when you had mentioned when Candy did an interview years ago, and she was basically saying that Kenya is needed. You know, she didn't say it in those exact words, but she pretty much was saying we need an antagonist. We need, you know, a Kenya for somebody to be hated or whatever like that, because Kenya would come and do her job, just like Nene would come do her job. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, the thing is this right here. What a lot of fans piss me off is, and they do this on Married to Medicine as well. We need Quiet gone. We need Dr. Heavenly gone. Okay, let's remove them off the show. Then what y'all got? Boring bitches.
Exactly.
It's like, then the show gonna get canceled. Ain't nobody gonna have no damn job, and then you got 7 black people out of work now. So you need a person like when you said about Carlos King asked Peter who was his favorite housewife. He said Kenya because she knows what the fuck to do. And he said before the scene came on, she said, "Nigga, I'm finna blow your head off."
Flat out.
And that was it. This a job. Let's get paid. You better go in that confessional. You better drag the hell out of me in that confessional because we need to get renewed for next season, bitch. We got bills to pay.
Yeah, it's gloves off because that's how it's supposed to be. First of all, you got to understand what arena that you in. And at the end of the day, it is drama that sells. You have to understand that. So everybody got to do their role, and you got to come up off of it when it comes to the drags, the reads, and even being a little diabolical at times. If it's going to make it to where everybody, like you say, we all here to get a check. Fuck all the personal feelings and all that bullshit. We are operating as a team. And so you do your part over there. You add your sugar, you add your garlic powder, whatever to make this chicken taste good, the way I look at it. So I believe that you're absolutely correct about that. I don't think that they should come back neither. I think some things run their course. And I feel like the Real Housewives of Atlanta has run their course.
And they did Kenya a disservice. It was a disservice. All the sexual allegations and all kind of crazy things that's been going on. And for them to even put out there that it was revenge porn, baby, that wasn't no damn revenge porn. It's on Pornhub. You can go see it right the fuck now. You chose to put your lips on some dicks and put it out there on the internet.
Yeah.
Go somewhere.
And like, I'll bring up Candy again. Like Candy said in an interview that she did the other day with the Brat, she was saying that's not the worst thing that we have seen happen on reality TV or on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. That's number one. Number two, if you call yourself going on any reality show, you better make sure that you're okay with whatever is in your past, because somebody is going to bring it up. That's just what the hell is going to happen, whether it is one of your castmates or one of these bloggers. Somebody gonna bring it up. Now, do I feel like Kenya should have did it at her event? Absolutely not. Now, I stand by that. I don't feel like she should have did it at her event, even though I kind of do understand why she did it, because it got shown, because when she tried to do her opening the last time, it did not get shown on TV. So in a way, it was smart for her to do it that way. But I still don't. I feel like it still took away from all the hard work that she has done. But I, on the other hand, do understand why she did it, because they did slight her the last time. I feel like if Kenya was going to be gotten rid of, Britt should have also been gotten rid of. She not adding none anyway. But I feel like she should have been gotten rid of too, because her being here is for what?
They could have said, Kenya, go away for a couple weeks or whatever and come back, girl. And it could have been a whole drama-filled anticipation. Like, whoever is the damn producer and showrunner, They need to call Carlos back because, baby, y'all. I mean, the tea is that's the drama. That's what we want to see. That's the how we finna get down type of shit. And like Giselle even said, a bitch on Potomac couldn't say they gonna pull a gun on us.
Right.
The bitch wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
And they damn sure wouldn't have been doing it on them white shows. Let somebody would have said Housewives of Beverly Hills, bitch, I got a pistol for your ass. Baby, is she gonna be fired off and own all this shit NBC?
Yeah, it wouldn't have never flowed. And then the thing is, y'all still aired it. And I don't care about blurring out. If it was such a big deal, why y'all could have just not aired it? It isn't as though y'all have not cut out a lot of things or a lot of different events that they've had. Y'all do it all the time. That is a part of editing. So I think it's really crazy the way that it was handled. And then I also think that it's crazy that Kenya said in her own YouTube video that initially they did invite her to the reunion, but then they turned around and took the invitation back.
I bet they rethinking that shit. I bet they rethinking that shit now. People look at them like, and them rating them like, y'all should have had her on the goddamn show. Because what Phaedra gonna bring? What is Phaedra gonna bring?
You see how
with her obfuscating ass.
You see how the fact that if you hadn't even brought up Phaedra, I didn't mention her because I actually forgot her ass was coming.
With her lying ass, don't even know her goddamn due date. Anyway, and then what she did to Candy and Ty, that's slander and libel and can make everybody. Candy could have sued all them damn people.
Exactly.
But anyway, but see, I like Candy for standing on business. I don't want to be nowhere around the bitch.
And I don't blame her because you had fans that were actually trying to get at Candy, talking about she need to let that go. No, when you try to affect my bottom line and accusing me of some shit that could have landed me in prison, set up there and made me
lost all her deals and everything else
all my deals. Bitch, that ain't something that you ever forget. But that's the games that these hoes like to play. Like I said, for me, as nice as people think I am, it's a lot of shit that I'm not gonna ever motherfucking forgive. So as long as I don't need to be here.
Yeah, I just don't like weak bitches. My whole thing is I love Kenya how she stand up in her shit, and when it's time to get a bitch back, I'm gonna get a bitch back. It is what the fuck it is. And I don't. Yeah, the pandemic of weak hoes, I can't, and I ain't never gonna stand for the shit. I said the fuck I said, bitch. If you don't like it, oh the fuck well.
Okay, there you go. That's what we going for. Well, this has been a wonderful, wonderful show. I am so grateful that you agreed to do this conversation with me. Perhaps we can do, some more in the future. I've really enjoyed myself. Any last words, Shawn Bradley?
I would say thank you for having me. This was definitely fun. It was definitely something to change up my daily activity right now because I'm out of town. As always, right now working this shit.
Yes,
so that is definitely this is definitely cool and great to do. I look forward to definitely doing it again.
Yes.
For those that are wondering if Shawn Bradley's coming back, I have a channel called Club Chat Travels. You can find me over there, but I ain't coming nowhere else. You know what I mean?
Yes, and I will definitely be putting, if it's okay with you, I would like to put his travel channel link inside of the description part of my video, and I will also put it in the chat if that is okay with him. And I do want to say on here also before we end, and this is speaking from his actual friend, I don't give a damn. I understand people missing the great Shawn Bradley. Nobody can do it like him. They never can and never will. However, there is something called growth, and my friend has grown, and he don't want to be around this ghetto, weak, remedial ass shit. So stop asking for him to come back because he ain't. Okay, my bad, Shawn.
Us all, some of us old folks gotta sit down and step off the train for new blood to come on in. So Shawn went on by his business and doing other things, and I'm very happy and fulfilled. So, but I thank you guys, and I miss you guys too. So but yeah, y'all can find a bitch over there in Club Chat Travels, child. We still kiki, and on the Patreon, we still kiki on the Patreon.
Y'all kiki on the Patreon. You come to the Patreon or whatever. So I'll make sure all those links are available. But thank you, Shawn Bradley. Go ahead and get back to your career. And
thank you. You know, I was gonna be shady, but I'm gonna leave that alone, child, because I gotta go to dinner like at 7:00, and I might have me a glass of Taylor Port, but I forgot that's dessert wine, child. But anyway,
you know what? Goodbye, sir.
Goodbye.
Shout out to everybody who appeared in the chat. My apologies, guys, for not being able to see everybody. Let me look at everybody real quick. Hey, my beautiful moderators, Queen V Tutton, Detroit 313. We have CCN TV. Hello. We have the Miss O. Welcome, the Miss O. We have Miss Toby. We have Cruiser. We have Myrtle Snow, Elisa, and we have Francis. We have Lulu and Renee, Sheila, Phoebe, Candy Kane, Yana, Title, everybody. And we also saw Jay Dunn as well. But thank you, Miss Toby. Thank you for everybody that came. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. And like he said, we will come in the future with little short stuff like this going on, give y'all some real content. And to the rest of y'all, just have a wonderful day. Bye, Elements. Thank you so much for joining me in the Element Lounge. Hopefully you enjoyed yourself, and I would love to see you again. If you happen to have any opinions about anything that was discussed, feel free to leave it in the comments section. All I ask is that you be respectful and adult about it. Have a great day, guys. Bye.